Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more oxygen not included in the frigid ant farm. Been playing for a few more days, trying to dig my way deep down toward the magma and up toward the surface. And we still have a ways to go, unfortunately, but figure I'll go ahead and start recording. I'm not sure if today is going to be the last episode or not. I mean, it is the end of the week. It certainly would be convenient, but, you know, let's just see what we can do. Let's see if we can get all the way down here, and let's see if we can't get a steam generator going, you know, from the magma. Stuff like that. One thing... Ooh, excuse me. Goodness gracious me. One thing I wanted to go over real quick. So we've been having a lot of heat issues lately in the base. A lot of hot stuff going on up here in particular, where all the batteries and lots of heat just kind of rising up. And no small part centered around the valves, and I was kind of confused at first, like, why are the showers so hot and all this stuff? Oh, right. It's because I'm pumping in geyser water, and it's scalding hot. Yeah. Very, very hot geyser water getting pumped into the base. Turns out, as it gets pumped around the base, the pipes tend to retain that heat, and then very hot air coming out of the electrolyzers, hot showers and stuff. I mean, some people are probably rejoicing from that, but yeah. So that's certainly a concern. Using the whole geysers and stuff, you're going to need to find a good way to cool off your water, because holy crap, otherwise it can get pretty darn toasty. One thing I did change up, though, is I added up some walls between the electrolyzers and the farms, and that's actually done a pretty good job as far as just helping to kind of equalize the temperature a little bit. Still have a couple plants once in a while that start getting a little bit too toasty, but it's better than it was before. Anyways, alright, let's go ahead and start digging our way up and down. The other thing that I suppose we could do while we are waiting is we actually could set up one of those air scrubbers I had been talking about before and just get rid of these algae terrariums since we don't need them consuming water. Air scrubbers do the exact same sort of job, but they don't require as much water. It is considered to be more efficient as long as you have the materials to get all the piping and electricity going. So let's go ahead and deconstruct these algae terrariums, and today we will set up an air scrubber as well. Well, we've begun cycle 100, so I guess that's supposed to be some sort of momentous occasion or something. I don't know. 100 days! Doesn't feel that bad. Doesn't feel like we've been playing for too frickin' long. Good lord, this planetoid is so big. We got a lot of abyssalite to dig through. Ugh. I did find another geyser, though. So if I ever need more scalding hot water in a pinch, there it is. Okay, so, CO2 scrubber thing. Bajing. There. Hi. Yes. Okay. So for this, of course, we're going to need to have some sort of power. You know what? Just go ahead and hook it up to this thing. I've been running on their generators for a while. I did, by the way, hook up the gas pipe into this second thermal regulator just because it was getting hot enough at the base. I'm like, alright, if I'm getting negative 6 degrees Celsius air, that's probably fine. I'm sure the, you know, heat will disperse. It can get nice and cold. But yeah, we'll hook that thing up. Then we're going to have to pump in some water. And presumably it's going to pump out the contaminated water as well. So I guess what we can do then, take a bit of, I don't know, granite. We'll hook this up, kind of like so. Hook it up to the exhaust, which is this white box here. And then I guess we'll get some more water. Whoa. And this way. There we go, into the input. Okay. I know some people have a lot of confusion about these white and green input outputs and stuff like that. You can see up here, though, white is output and green is intake. So that is how this works. All right. They're going to take a little time to hook that thing up, and then we should see it scrubbing a heck of a lot of CO2 out of the air. You know, we haven't had to deal with chlorine for this entire playthrough so far, which is good, because I don't really like chlorine. It's unbreathable, and it's kind of difficult to get rid of. One thing that's interesting in this game, though, if you don't know, chlorine gas in the game is not caustic like it would be in real world. Chlorine gas, if you breathe it or touch it or whatever, you're going to start burning up in the real world. In this game, it's just unbreathable. It's like carbon dioxide. You can't breathe it, that's it. It's otherwise not a huge deal, just a little bit difficult to get rid of. Which is why so many people believed that the morbs were the only natural filtration method. But again, not super duper convinced that that's true. That might be just a coincidence. We've been finding a lot more wheezewort lately. Seen a few here, some seeds, stuff like that. There's more ice biomes down below us, apparently. Down, 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 down. There we go. More Wheezewort over there. There's some more over here. Another seed, another Wheezewort. Yeah, they're kind of getting around. You can plant Wheezewort. It's a little bit tricky, because what you want to do is set up a storage compactor on, let's say, some dirt, right? Like, let's say here. And only allowed to put Wheezewort seeds in it. They'll place a seed, then you can deconstruct it. The seed will naturally fall to the ground, and as long as you don't sweep it up, eventually it will plant itself in the dirt and grow into functioning Wheezewort. Eventually. You know, I am a little bit concerned that at some point we are going to have some problems where the water levels are getting too high. I mean, really, what were the odds of that ever happening? That's the reason I put this liquid vent so high, but best thing for us to do at this point is actually going to be to deconstruct this thing. If we put the liquid vent down here and extend the piping down, then what we're doing is ensuring that once the water levels kind of come above the liquid vent, I think the output should turn off. I mean, it really depends on the pressure, right? If the pressure of this, you know, water, once it goes above the vent, is high enough, then no more liquid will come through the pipes. But if the pressure from here is high enough, then theoretically it would come through. But I'm not too sure how much to trust the physics of the game. So we're going to build a liquid vent, and we'll extend the liquid piping. We'll need to get a bridge, actually. Kind of like... Ooh, we can't do that. Oh, alright. We'll do something like this instead. And hook her on up. Kind of like so. At least that'll be the idea, and I'll get rid of this liquid vent so that once the water level gets to a certain level, in theory, it will turn itself off. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I have not tested that before. Seems like a good a time as any to find out. The one thing I really do hate about building all the way up and all the way down is it takes so long to get around. And because of the way we're doing this, just using the ladders, they can only build one at a time, so only one duplicant on both up and down. Takes them all day, takes them forever to get anywhere, and by the time they get like 3 or 4 pieces of the ladder, it's the next day, and they have to go to beddy bye. Takes a long time. Long freaking time to do anything. Ooh, we're getting down to some magma here. Also, neutronium. Neutronium? Can't remember the last time I saw any neutronium, but that is interesting. Alright, we're down to the molten core. Should go a fair bit deeper than this. We're going to have to dig through some abyssalite. There's already a ton of polluted water in the area, which is somewhat fortuitous. It's going to take a little while to ferry some resources down here, but maybe we can dig through the abyssalite, and if we dig down, the polluted water can get into the magma, start turning into igneous rock, and possibly start leaving some steam. Or something. That is a lot of magma. 1,558.7 degrees Celsius. Oh! That's going to be fun to deal with, ain't it? Yeah, magma's dangerous. Neutronium, a mysterious and extremely resilient metallic element, cannot be excavated by any duplicate mining tool. It says that it's negative 272.2 degrees Celsius, incredibly cold, the melting point is unbelievably high, and the hardness is impenetrable. But, if we look here, the specific heat capacity is 0 joules, joules per gram, per Kelvin, or something. So, what you should be thinking here is, yeah, neutronium, it's so cold, oh my gosh, it could cool your base. No, it can't. It's got absolutely no heat capacity, it can't transfer any heat whatsoever. It's not going to do anything for you, unfortunately, so... Still, it's interesting that it's there. I'm going to have to find a way to work around it, though. Going to be a bit of a pain. Oh my god, Meemaw, I just watched you fall down there, you idiots. And how did this freeze? Oh, no one freaking knows. Okay, well, Meemaw, this is going to be rather awkward now, ain't it? Why don't you go ahead and dig your way out of here at least a little bit. Oh boy, this is quite a pickle you've gotten yourself into, isn't it, Meemaw? Don't die on me, girl. Don't you even think about it. I know you can't breathe right now. There we go. Alright, so we're going to need to get some more tiles is what this means. Fun stuff. Alright, well, if we can build some storage compactors, what I'll do is I'll make this a top priority sweeping job so we can gather up the igneous rock and all sorts of other stuff. We'll say sweep all. It's a top priority, really. Sweep. Level 9 priority. Gather up materials that we can use to build. Please. And thank you. Oh, wow. Meemaw, look how industrious you are. You found your way around. Not bad, Meemaw. I mean, I don't forgive you for being a moron, but still, that was moderately impressive. How are we looking up top? Making some pretty good progress. I'm seeing some neutronium up here as well, which means to me we're getting pretty close to the top. So let's go ahead and use some more granite. Try to work our way up through this abyssalite. You're going to be very disappointed when we get to the top. It's not nearly as exciting as you probably think, but, you know, I'm doing it for you guys, for science and all that. So, the things I do for you people, I swear. Ooh, there's a whole mess of magma down over here. Alright, so how best to do this? That is a really good question. The problem is they aren't very smart about digging when there's so much water down here already. They can only go so far. Otherwise, I'd like to just dig straight down and just kind of start feeding the water into the magma. The problem is abyssalite, I think, is really resistant to the, temperature. 3,000 degrees Celsius. So this stuff is not going to melt on its own. I need to open this up just enough that some of this can start feeding into the magma. It'll create a new level of rock. And what'll happen is it'll create kind of some molten slag. I remember exactly what it's called. We'll find out, but some kind of molten rock. It won't be a liquid like magma. It'll be a solid, but it's going to conduct a heck of a lot of heat from the magma. And that will become kind of the bed of our ultimate steam chamber once that thing actually starts working as advertised. Honestly, it almost would be better if there weren't so much polluted water around here. Because then I could build a good chamber up. But this is so much water, it's going to take a very, very long time for the magma to heat it up. And unfortunately, there's also liquid on both sides. Phosphorite. Phosphorite. Wait, is that the stuff that I'm... No, that's not the stuff I'm thinking of, but this is 184 degrees. Huh, I wonder if this is actually connected to some magma over here or something. Maybe we should try digging down over to the east, to the right-hand side, and see if there's anything else around. Maybe. I think we need to do a bit of good old-fashioned exploring. That's what we need to be doing. We've been having a lot of power issues lately. Let's go ahead and turn the gas pump back on. Now that we have a pretty good stock of hydrogen built back up, and it only took, you know, a couple weeks to do so, but now we have a lot of hydrogen again. Let's go ahead and turn this pump on. And the generator's already on as well. We can just get a slight bit of power through here. Come on, pump it through, pump it through. There we go, there we go. Starting to do its job. Come on, a little bit more, a little bit more. A little bit more. Just become self-sustaining. You're almost there. Come on, little engine that could and all that. You can do it. How much? It's slowly gaining in its reservoir. Okay, yeah, alright. It's officially reached self-sustenance. Good. So we'll just pay attention. Once it gets full, maybe we'll turn it off again or something. I don't know. We'll figure that out. This actually is a fantastic basin for a steam chamber. We got magma over here on the left, plenty on the bottom, some on the right. If you were able to just clear out some of this water, we could turn this into a fantastic chamber. It's even surrounded entirely by abyssalite. Like, realistically, what you want to do then is just clear this entire area of polluted water, move it somewhere else, temporarily anyway. Clear this area up, and then set up a steam chamber, dig down, let some stuff start turning into that, you know, magma, rock stuff. And then boom! A perfectly sealed chamber that's practically insulated already. I mean, what's not to like about that? You know, one thing we could do if we wanted to be crazy is we actually could just displace the water temporarily. Could set up some batteries, some manual generators down in this area, pump it into some sort of reservoir as stuff, maybe using the ice biome to my advantage, and then, once this area's been cleared out, gradually pump it back in here. You could do that. Oh boy, that would be quite a chore though, wouldn't it? Yeah, uh-oh. Well, it appears this stuff's about to break under the pressure. I'm about to flood our base. No! Quickly! Shore it up with some tiles! It's probably gonna break in a second, isn't it? Water pressure's too high. It's gonna burst out. 930 kilograms? Is that normal? 930, what do we got up here? 10,000, 1,000 kilograms. Alright, well, never mind. Maybe that is a lot. We never built this darn stuff. Alright, can you please finish this up first? It's not far from the base. Alright, seriously, just build the stupid air scrubber. You guys have put this thing off for way too long. In the meantime, carbon dioxide's building up and it's just getting worse and worse. Finish it, Flaversham! Alright, water comes on down the pipe. And then the air scrubber uses a couple 100 grams of water per second right now, using up the carbon dioxide, emitting plenty of polluted water. And it doesn't say that it's emitting clean oxygen, but it should be. Right? Filters carbon dioxide and removes it from the air. We should see over time what it does for us. You know, considering how much these guys are having to travel up and down ladders, I'd like to see an elevator system added into the game. That could be kind of useful, right? Well, we're getting out to space here. You'll notice it's just completely surrounded by neutronium. That's it. There's really no way out. I mean, I can go a tiny, tiny bit higher, and maybe we can actually see the vacuum of space, but it's just neutronium. There's no way out. You can never dig your way out to the surface. Kind of disappointing, really, but, you know, you do the best you can with it. Yep, that is as high as we are able to make it with this ladder. Nothing but neutronium as far as the eye can see. So yeah, I hope that satisfies your curiosity. Told you would be disappointed. You know, this geyser has been working out remarkably well for us. There's practically no drop in the water level, and we filled our tank up. I mean, good lord, that is a lot of freaking water. 2 geysers next to each other. Turns out, unlimited source of water. Problem solved. We can all go home. Well, that was fun. I just watched you fall what has to be like 40 feet, and you seem to be completely fine. Well, Bonnie apparently is immune to fall damage. Cool. And so is Turner. Well done, sir. You can see here, by the way, that, yeah, the liquid vent here is overpressurizing, so it can't continue delivering water. So this is a good way of making sure that the water doesn't flood my base. At least that's working as advertised. What the crap, Ellie? Ellie, how did you... How'd you even get up here? That's not supposed to be physically possible. Oh no, Ellie. Alright, people, please build some ladders quickly before she dies. She's trapped. She's idle. She's gonna freeze. I mean, at least she's able to breathe. That's something, but she's gonna get hypothermia pretty soon. Come on, Ellie. Hop on over. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Whoa, we got a thermoregulator that's overheating here. Hello. Yeah, it is getting remarkably hot over here, considering. Huh, alright. I would have thought that this was in a cool enough environment that we would have been good to go. But alright, easiest thing to do then is just go ahead and turn off this gas pump so we stop pumping things in, and hopefully the overheat damage is going to be relatively mild. Alright, what I've decided to do here is create 2 big reservoirs. One for a ton of contaminated water, which we will trickle over the magma once this thing is ready. And another to control just at least a reasonable amount of water until I can figure out what I want to do with the darn thing. But yeah, alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to take some of this piping. We're going to run it on up in here. Yes? Yes. And this thing, with the manual generators and batteries, should automatically start pumping its way up into the reservoir like so. Now the next big thing to do then, I guess, would be to dig out a small amount of this stuff like so. And what's going to happen is the high pressure from this water will eventually force this stuff to break and kind of flood this area without me getting trapped inside of it. At least in theory. Yeah, you can already see that some of the water is starting to leak through the gold amalgam right here, so pretty soon the floodgates are going to open and we're going to drain out at least one of these big pockets of water. Like bursting a zit, the pus shall flow forth. That might be a little bit grosser than I think I was intending it to be. There she blows! Well, slowly but surely this thing is going to start getting drained out. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up there today. I know it wasn't the most eventful thing you've ever seen, because it was mostly just dig, dig, diggity, diggity, dig, but we are in a pretty good position, I think, to eventually try turning this into kind of a natural steam chamber. At least I'm certainly looking forward to giving it a shot. So we're going to do one more video for this series, I think, and then we'll call it. So I'm going to take a bit of time off camera, try to pump as much of this crap out of here. And then we shall prepare ourselves for the magnificence of steam, so that we can get more water that I have really nothing to do with. But hey, it's going to look cool. Thank you all very much for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed. Be sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment with your suggestions and ideas and commentary and whatever the heck else. And subscribe if you have not already. My name is Pravus, and I will see you guys next time.